But anyway, thank you all for joining. So you guys you know how it goes. Give us your own definition of a virtuous woman. What does it mean to you? For me, a virtuous woman is someone who acts core values. What are your core values? What defines you? What would they say you? Why would they describe you when they see you? Yes, all Christian women are expected to be virtuous. But if you are not one of those things that is expected of you, does that mean you are not a virtuous woman? So what defines you? That's what I know to be a virtuous woman. So you were about to say something?
No, I'm just aligning with what you said entirely. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Don't be put into a box. That's
yeah.
it. And be a good person. That's
exactly.
just it.
Basically, that's just it. Thank you so much. Being a virtuous woman isn't tied to Christianity or religion. It's about morals. Yes. Thank you. Amen. So let's now go to the next serious one. I'm not going to follow the list we have here. We'll come down. So let's talk about parenting. Since we've talked about a woman, let's talk about parenting. Now I want to hear funny jokes. You know, the funny things your kid has said. I want us to talk about that. The one that came to my own mind was not yesterday. Last week Friday, I went to pick up our friend's kids from their taekwondo class. Okay. And on our way back, one of them said, "I have a question." And I was like, "What's the question?" He said, "Is God married?" Wow. And I'm like, "No." The brother too answered and said no. And then he kept quiet. And the next one was like, "Wow, I feel so bad for God. Because he's like the Almighty and he doesn't have a wife." So let's hear what are the funny things.
I like that story, and I think that's actually kudos to that kid's mom.
Yes.
Because he sees having a wife as a great thing, yeah. And he thinks it's a plus, he thinks it's an advantage, and that's a reflection right there of the kind of family they have.
The way for him to even think about something
like
that.
Right.
Yeah.
So he feels like marriage is what completes you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want me to share? Yes. So now you're putting me on the spot. I can't think.
I'm putting both of you on the spot.
I can't think of any. I'm trying to think of it.
Okay, let's go to Tom while you are thinking.
So let me think while Tom goes first.
Let me hear the funny things that Temi has said, because I know that one.
He says, okay, so he does say a lot of funny things. Okay, so I have only boys. So there was once he just goes, so why are we only boys? Why is there the other day that my friends were telling me, you have no sister. Then why don't I have a sister?
Oh, wow.
I said, that's the way God wants it. She now said, then how come God wants some people to have sisters, but me, in this house, there's no sister? I said, well, that's how God wants you. And I said, but we can still have a sister. I said, really, you want us to discuss? That's a topic for another day.
Basically, you want
because are we paying school fees together? Yeah, are we paying school fees? He doesn't know what's up. That's the truth.
That's so funny. Yeah. I've had one would say, friends would say she thinks she's the boss of me. She's talking about his elder sister. If that one sends her asking something, she thinks she's the boss of me. She's not the boss of me. And I'm like, go to Nigeria. Go tell her. Go to Nigeria. You're saying you're not the boss of you. Anyway, so I hope you.
Okay, well, her saying that actually reminded me of something that happened shortly before I started coming. So I have 3 kids, for those who don't know, 2 boys and a girl. And the 2 boys are the older ones. So my younger boy had a birthday party and he was away, and the older one wanted to go with him. And he keeps comparing, and he says, why can't I go to his friends' birthday parties when he comes to my friends' birthday parties? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't want you playing down. Like, play up, mm-hmm. And he can play with older kids, but you can't be playing with younger kids. And he really didn't like that explanation. Mm-hmm. And I was like, whatever. So I went to the room and laid down. My husband laid down beside me, and then he came and laid down right in the middle of us and said, yes, this is how it all started. Until those 2 showed up. he said, "This is the life. This is how it all started." And I was like, "Oh my god, really?" He said, "Yes." And then he talked to me, and, it's not too late,
For what?
we can return them to where they came from. Oh my, are you kidding me? Like, then he goes on and how his younger brother always goes to his birthday parties and his friend's birthday parties, and his sister, once she shows up, nobody has time for him. And I was just laughing, and it made me remember, and I said, "Do you remember when you were younger, when it was just the two of them? And his younger brother was really crying, and I didn't have time to attend to him. And he said, 'Mom, can we return him back to the store where he come from?' And I said, 'Well, we can, but it's buy one get one free. So if I return him, then I have to return you.' And it's like, okay, maybe I can manage." So I reminded him of that. So he said, "You remember that? That's why he was saying maybe return them." I'm like, okay, I hope you understand where this come from now. But yeah, kids can be funny like that sometimes.
All right, thank you both for those stories. I mean, that's just like so funny. So let me ask you: you have boy and girl. Is there a particular parenting method that you're employing for them? Like, because most of the time the girl is different from a boy, or vice versa. Is there a particular method that you're applying in parenting them?
I would definitely say my parenting style is different, but I don't know if that has to do with gender or age. Or what do I mean? I'm tired. Like, by the time with the first and the second, there's a bit of gap between the boy, my second and my third. So I was very, pack everything, have everything in place. You eat at this time, everything is on schedule.
Timetable. I remember timetable. This is what you eat on Tuesday.
But by the time she showed up, I was tired already. So I think I was letting a lot of things slide, and she's running around the house with no clothes on. It's cold, and I'm like, "You'll be all right." Before I'll be chasing us. I don't know if it's a gender thing, but what I would say for sure is with girls, because she's a girl, I'm trying to deliberately not box her into, because she's a girl, then she has to be this. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be gender fluid. No, she's a girl, and we are going to see her as a girl. I'm not trying. But I'm just saying, that expectation we put on the girls, like you have to be this by this age, you have to do this, that we don't put on the boys. I'm trying not to do the same. I'm trying to just treat them all the same way. But I would say that somehow I feel like intuitively girls just gravitate more towards something. Not in mannerisms. They're more domestic, I would say. Well, that's been my experience. Maybe some people have it different, but for me, with her, I see her, picking up. She has that thing that even the older brothers, I'm still chasing them to be like, pick up your clothes, but she would do it, and she's just, too. So. It's
so is it are we saying it's inborn? Are we saying
I don't know, but in my experience, yes, I feel like she's more.
Maybe we are wired that way.
She's more aware of being tidy
than the boys. Even at that tender age.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. So I told before I come to you, it's just something that like I said that made me remember a video that we posted during the week of a new mom and a veteran mom. You saw that video, right?
Yes.
A new mom will be like, "No, sit down, you're going to watch yourself." The veteran mom will be like, "Go on.
That is so mean. That is so mean. My kids yell, they're fighting, and they're like, "I'm hurt." I'm like, "Is there blood?" "No, you're fine. Don't worry. You'll be fine." Yeah.
You're fine.
I'm sure Tom can relate because when you have boys.
But exactly, that's actually what I'm going to ask her now. What her own experiences are with the boys, since she's the mother of boys. So Tom, what do you have a particular skills, a particular parenting skill that you are applying to the boys that might have been different if you had a girl?
I think it's ignore. Just let them be, because otherwise I realize that I will just break down. So after all the shouts, after a while, you just say, "Is there blood?" That's very, very valid question. Is there blood? If there's no blood, They come back soaked in their sweats, playing football, stinking, and they don't even know they are stinking. I'm like, you need to take a bath.
And then they want to hug you,
Don't tell me you
right?
want to go to bed like this. So it's nah. God bless their souls.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So, with that, let's talk about money. Let's talk about how we spend our money as women. You know, we have this saying of "His money is our money,
My money is
and my money is my money." Right. So, I'm going to ask you first, Tom. Does this apply to you too? Do you believe in "His money is our money, my money is my money"?
Uh, you see that school of thought does not apply to me. I have to be sincere. That's the truth. It doesn't apply. I, as a woman especially, we think of ourselves last. We first think of every other person. That I think that's the way we've been wired. That's the truth. That's the way we've been wired. So, for me, when you say, as a woman, you wouldn't have money in your account and there's no food in the house,
Yeah.
and maybe you know that, maybe your husband is not around, or things are a little bit good so that you don't say otherwise. As a woman, you will bring out that money, won't you? That's so when they say, his money is our money, when the necessary occurs, that money comes out. That's
Yeah.
the truth. That money comes out. So as a woman, for me, I, my money is everybody's money. That's the truth. I when there are bills to be paid or when there are things to be done, we all know how Nigeria is. You people are enjoying in Obudo Oyibo. Over here, no, there's so many things that, as a family, it's tough for a man just to pick all the bills. It's tough. That's the truth. It's very tough. So you need to come in. That's it. So my money is still our money.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you, Adebola Mira. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Deborah. Oh, Deborah, thank you for joining. So, like, let me ask you the same thing. Is his money your money? Is our money? Is his money our money?
No, I'm more like Tom actually. It's and let me say, when it comes to money, a lot of people have the idea of what it should be and how it should be spent. But it's one of those things that I strongly believe you do it your way, what works for your family, for you, for your marriage and all. And if I know, well, I've heard of men who would rather their wives keep their money and that they want to be the sole provider of the home, or they wouldn't even want their wives to work. So that way, when I say, please, can you help me do this in the home? I have the leg to stand on, right?
Yes,
because we are both paying bills, we are both going out to work and coming back home. So then I can fight to say, you have to do, help around the house too. So for me, that's how I say it. And then, like Tom also said, there are some things you just want to do, and your husband does not agree or believe in, and thinks it's a waste of money. Case in point, so my kids, I was like, oh, I want to do this for them. And it's like, why? They don't need it. And I'm like, but... And I was just, okay, don't worry. I'll go ahead and I'll pay for it, right? The kids don't even have to know what, pocket it's coming out of. But it makes me feel good, like, I wanted to get something I like it.
Because
and I did it.
Yes.
And I'm not going to wait on him to, make, or even around the home, you want to change anything, you can just go ahead and do it, or not. So I feel like it makes that balance of power easier to share.
Yeah. Okay. I want to ask, there was a question I was going to ask, but I don't want to interrupt. The best thing is to put resources. That way it will be easy to strike. Oh, the question went out. I don't want to interrupt you when you were talking. There was a question I was going to ask about.
It'll come back to you.
I hope so. I hope so. Anyway, so getting things done together. How has that helped your marriage? Do you think that the fact that you guys contribute mutually to the marriage, does it strengthen your marriage? Or do you feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done it? Was there every time you felt like, this is not working for me?
Because I'm trying to be honest here. I don't know. I don't think so. My husband is a very modern day man. He's not the let me do all the heavy lifting. He's more like, okay, we have this bill.
That will be for him.
Yeah, you know, and it works.
Yeah, I remember the question now. So that does it apply to the kitchen? Does it apply to the home, to the chores, your daily life at home? Because most of the times it's like, I'm footing the bill, you take care of the home. So since you guys are both footing the bills, are you both taking care of the home as well?
Yes, but I would not say it's fairly shared. I would not say it's fairly shared. I still go like, bros,
you're not picking up.
You need to be doing a little more than this, and but that's all well and good. But again, like I said, if you're not paying the bills, it's very easy for the man to just sit back and be like, well, I paid the bills, you take care of the home. But when you both doing it together, it makes it you have a leg to stand on. That's all I can say in asking that. No, because not every man are very domestic, inclined in nature, and you have to try to be guiding them and be like So going back to your initial question, I think doing it together works better. Like that, it gives you that idea that we have a common goal. We are working together. I think the moment when one person starts to feel like he or her is being taken advantage of, then there are issues in that marriage, right? There is a problem. We don't keep count. Well, that's for me personally.
Exactly.
We don't keep count on, okay, I did this, so it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm doing it today, you do it tomorrow.
No,
I'm paying for this today, you pay for this tomorrow.
They go fight. Because some things, I'm more likely to do, right? And he will not. And there's some things he's more likely to do. And and I would not even look at it.
And that which is how you complement each other. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Of course, the woman takes the bulk of the chores. I don't want us to go into that because we'll keep dragging it, and you'll be like, yeah, we are splitting the bills, but we are not splitting the chores. So yeah. So Tom, let me ask you the same question about finances in your home. Do you think doing it together does it translate to the chores at home as well for you? There's a question here.
No. Translate to, as in, you mean that since we both pick the bills, so the chores are also shared. Is that what you're asking? It doesn't work like that. And anyway, in Nigeria, we are. We usually we have a help, or we have someone to sort us out anyway. Do you get it? So it's no, the women will still do as a woman. I will still do most of the chores. I'll still enter the kitchen and do things. Do you get it? So that's it. It's
okay. Now
it is what it is.
There's a question, and I want you to address it first. So this person said, Abdul Amara said, this question. It depends if both parties are together. Said when one party is in Nigeria and the other person is here, what happens?
For the finance or for
both?
Good, valid question.
Both.
Valid question. So what you're saying is that if
let's assume one of the spouses is here, the other one is in Nigeria. So how does this?
So how do you split the bills? Is that what you're saying? How do you split the bills?
Both the bills and the chores.
Chores, all the are very risky. How do you do that?
But then, like, I understand the question. Let's assume it was the woman that's here, the man is in Nigeria. Most of the times, if you are here, you're expected to be the one sending money back home, right? And now you're doing that. But then you're still the only one doing it. That means you're sharing the bill with him, even back home in Nigeria, right?
Well, I've lived that life for a long time, and I'm just trying to think. No, I'm not sending money home, but there are still bills here that my husband is responsible for because he's the father. He has children here, So when we talk about mortgage and all of those things, he has to still pay those bills. But at the same time, I'm also still paying the bills that I am responsible for. That from the onset, I said, okay, I will take this, you take that. But when it comes to chores, it's not
Sometimes he's doing his own chores there, you're doing your own chores there because you're not.
No, but it's not balanced.
It's not.
Because he's
I
living
think
all by
that's what
himself.
women need to understand. It can never be balanced.
He's
actually.
living all by himself. He can decide to go days and not sleep
eat,
or do
not-
anything.
yeah.
But I'm the one with the kids, so
Yeah.
I have to. The chores
Yeah.
are there that needs to
Yeah.
be done.
Yeah.
And I would say sometimes I'll carry his credit card and be like, I'm like, she I'm the one doing all the work here, you're the one that I'm going to pay for this without his consent. But I'm like, you can't ask me questions. So, okay, so maybe we only eat out once a week or so, and then I'm tired, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to just buy dinner so that you're paying for it. Because you're not here to say, okay, babe, can you do me dinner? So, but other than that, you can't, there's no way to share.
Your husband is not traditional now. Your husband is very, very romantic. It's not that. It's not food conscious.
It's not food conscious, but does not mean it's not traditional. There are different ways to be traditional. It's not food conscious. It's not going to ask me
For
to,
food or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my husband cooks for himself most of the time, even when he's home. But he still has traditional values. And what do I mean? In the sense that my children have to eat, if you like, let's just eat out. Like, how many times are going to eat processed food? Let them eat, fresh. I personally think that's traditional in thinking and all.
No, but is he not being more health conscious? Is that not it? Not taking into any processed food? You know that
because why would I say that? Because when I'm not home and he's the one with them,
you don't
do the unconscious thing. So I guess they only works when I'm there to do the cooking. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So whoever has it easier per term picks the most. Chores can't be shared in that situation. Yeah, because he has his own that he's dealing with wherever he is or wherever you are too as the woman. Anyway, so I'm trying to get the serious stuff out of the way. Okay, let's talk about I don't think you guys will be able to talk about this though, but I'm always putting myself out there. The saw divorce and separation and all that. In my own case, because like I'm the only divorced person here, so it wasn't so. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't messy. It was bad, but it wasn't messy. Okay, it was bad, but it wasn't messy. So I'm not going to ask that question because I don't. Except you all want to chip in. Maybe you have a friend or someone that has gone through like a bad divorce. So.
A little bit. Yeah, I'm here. I didn't get what you asked last.
No, there is something, a point on my paper that talks about separation and divorce. So and I tried to talk about my own self that it wasn't messy. It wasn't even that bad. Funny enough, because I just like put a pin on it, and it wasn't that messy. It was a bit bad, but not that messy. So I was asking if you have a friend that has gone through a sad divorce or a bad divorce or a bad separation.
Okay. Yes. So, I could call her my friend as well, and it was horrible because a spouse's family, a father-in-law was a son, a sister-in-law was a son.
Oh wow.
Then they had about 3 sons in the husband's family.
Oh wow.
So it was not funny at all.
I can imagine.
It was not funny at all. In fact, it was with her that I learned that the law of Nigeria when it comes to custody of children, when the couple divorced, the actual law, the first law is that the spouse or the partner that first has the children would have the custody until you go to court. Okay, so on the day she was leaving her house, she literally left because she didn't want anybody to know anything. Do you get it? She has been suffering abuse, physical abuse. The guy has been hitting her and all that. So she left with just a bag, like like a carry-on bag.
And left the
okay,
kids behind.
and with her children, and that was all. So that nobody, she left every other thing in her flat. So it was really messy. And there goes a partner trying to use because they had young children, so he was using the PS4s, the Barbie and all that,
Oh wow.
to win them to his side. But he wasn't picking the major bills like school fees. He wouldn't do anything to that. She will now be the one to pick the school fees. Do you get it? But the things that kids will look forward to, computer games, Barbie and all that,
He was
was
holding it
taking
over
them
their
out.
head.
So he looked like the perfect father.
Oh wow. Wow. Anyway, thank you.
She's in a better place now.
Yeah, that's actually what, because she said people take divorce separately. It's eat differently. Yes, you eat differently, and it depends on your story. It depends on the duration. It depends on your emotional strength. It depends on a lot of things. Because in my own case, I know some people will be like, "Ah, you're strong. You're so strong. You're so chemical, and all that." But even though I go back to my room and cry, I get on my bed and I cry. But then some people can't do that. Some people they will just break down and they will just Yeah, I agree with you. You eat differently. So thank you. What A can overlook and move on might be too difficult for another person to move on with. Yes, that's true. Anyway, that's so sad. Yeah. Anyway, so now that we are out of except you have something to say to that.
No.
Okay. Okay. All right. So those are the serious whatever. So we are out of that. So now we want to laugh, and we want to start with funny attitude in marriage. I'm going to ask you first, Lydie. What funny things do you do in marriage? How do you do? Okay, let me give you, since she's here, because she will soon run away. Let me give you my sister's over. I was telling her that she's fond of fake fainting. If she wants to get her husband's attention, she will fake faint. And she will even announce it. I remember one time she was calling my cousin. He's saying, Shola, mo fe daku. I mean, like, who announced when they want to faint?
That is so funny.
Yeah. So let me ask you, like, what funny things do you do?
What funny things do I do? I don't even know if it's funny, but I know that when I want to be troublesome, like I can just. So my husband and I, we both love soccer a lot, and we support like different teams. So it's always like something for us to argue about. And sometimes when I know he has a point, but I just want to annoy him.
My sister said you're a madhouse.
Anyway, so I'll just, insist that no, and I know sometimes he gets on his nerves and he's just be like, you have started again, I've come again, that kind of. But other than that, maybe I do it and I'm not aware that I do these things, but we all have our funny idiosyncrasies that we do, right? So I don't know. But other than me just deliberately trying to wind him up with Chelsea, and I'm like, okay. So one thing I always say is that, two things now. I remember. So with Chelsea, I'll be like, is that Nero's? That's what's Chelsea. I'm like, nobody was a Chelsea supporter in Nigeria until the rich man came and bought, and then all the touts and the bus conductors, and that thing really used to get in. What exactly? I'm like,
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, my husband is a Shakiri, right? So he doesn't like to be called Yoruba or Igbo. He says he's a Shakiri, and I'm like, you're not. And I like to call him Igbo. So I'm like, are you Yoruba? No. Are you Hausa?
Yeah.
So you're Igbo.
I always did it if you call him Igbo. Be like, I'm not Igbo.
So you're an Igbo man. It's like, I'm not an Igbo. I'm like, are you Yoruba? No. Are you Hausa?
Yeah, Igbo.
There are only 3 tribes in Nigeria.
Nigeria.
And I know that also just annoys it, but that's about what I can think of.
Alright, these people are cracking me up. Someone said one funny thing I do is I dance in front of him, or I dance from his back. Okay, anyone who wants to faint won't announce it now. I speak Ijebu and he speaks Egun language. And another person said, forming moody when broke. Get him always.
He's a nice man. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Okay, so let me come to you too. What funny attitude do you do in marriage? What funny things do you do in your home?
shout. I can shout for happy.
Oh my goodness.
It's shout to shout. I hate to repeat myself. I have said this over and over and over again. So shout. Or I just blank out and keep to myself.
Oh, and so do you get money out of that? Because that's what this person said. He said, I found moody when I'm broke. So do you get money out of keeping
What do you say?
Do you get money out
What?
of it?
Money fair.
I know.
You just go out. Worst case, you just say, woman, you don't worry. I make a joke out of it.
Yeah, that's good. Anyway, okay, she said, my son now says if she faints, she will wake up. Yeah, that's one other thing I remember. She will always she will fake as if she's in pain. She'll be faking for her children. She will do, those ones will now be crying. They will be crying. They will call me on the phone. They will cry. And then they was not with my mommy. That there was a day she was actually in pain.
The boy that cried wolf.
Because what she just said, she said my son said if she faints, she will wake up.
She needs to look for another trick then.
Of course, that one doesn't win anymore. I frustrate him by talking too much. I sing loud in the shower when he's sleeping. You people are me. Odunde Isilu, that's from Odunde Isilu. And he will shout, Odun, sing, go, shokba. Okay, that's good. At least it's good to laugh. I hope you guys are laughing with your husbands, honestly, because it makes the friendship, it makes it like a friendship thing. Mm-hmm. And so it makes it not too serious.
You can't even be serious.
Yeah, so you can't be serious all the time. There should be time that that you just like crack each other up and laugh. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so have you guys had any experience with blind dates? Was there have you ever been on a blind date before, maybe before you got married?
The closest blind date I had was with my husband. That was the one that came close to being a blind date. And this is why, so we were kind of like match made by my friend, a mutual friend that we had. And so she said, I met this guy, he lives in the same, whatever building as my sister, yada. I was in Lagos, I was in Port Harcourt at the time. And I think you guys will get along real well. But I just got over a breakup and I'm like, that's not even what I'm thinking right now. Let me just focus on my life. And apparently, and this my friend is very troublesome. Apparently, she went and told him the same thing, that I have this friend and you like her. She speaks Spanish, she plays the piano. Until tomorrow, my husband still goes like, I'm not hearing Spanish, I'm using French. They said you speak. And she went and, hyped me up. And he was like, I'm not going to just call up someone I've never met before. And I mean, how was that going to work? But she kept at it and she didn't come back to me because I told him, no, I'm not interested. But I know she kept disturbing him, like, have you called her? Have you called her? Have you called her? And eventually he had to go through a surgery and I guess he was bored. Like people call this French, Spanish speaking girl. I heard what she has to say and then, So he called me and I'm like, who is this? And he said a name, I'm like, I think you have a wrong number. And he dropped the call, he didn't say anything. He didn't even send a text to say, okay, I got your number from this person. He didn't say, and a week later he called again. And it's like, okay, I know I called you last week and it was a wrong call, but I like how you sound, so can we talk? And I'm like, who is this person? But I guess it caught me at a good time too. So we started talking. And that's how we started talking, really. So it was about maybe 3 or 4 conversations later that I felt like, okay, I'm actually the one girl I told you was going to call. Like, really? At that point, I couldn't get angry again because we were like friends. So that's like the closest blind date, I would say.
Okay, so you guys didn't plan a date.
No.
It wasn't
I'm not
that.
into blind dates.
Like, yeah, that's when you're choleric, like, so I get what you're saying.
I'm not choleric. I just want to know the person I'm agreeing to go on a date with.
Anyway, like, so let me come to you. Was there ever It's great when you are good friends with your spouse. Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
Yes, and someone said laughing with your spouse is therapeutic. Yes, it is. So let me come back to you to Tone. Let's hear, was there ever a funny blind date with you and your husband? You guys, you go on dates, right? Even now that you're married, right?
Oh yeah.
So was there a funny date that you had with your husband, maybe before or after?
Oh, okay. I think okay, yeah. Well, there was this Valentine date at what do they call that? I think it's now Radisson Blue. Then it was Protea in GRA, if I remember clearly. So as we're going in, they gave every lady that came a flower stalk. But I think apparently my husband already had a bouquet or something. So at the dining area, he goes up, and we went with another couple, a friend. So he now goes up in front of everybody and kneels down and gives me the bouquet. I say, "I love you so much," and all that. Then his friend just looked and he said, "You know I wouldn't do that." He was talking to his own wife. "You know I wouldn't do that, right?" But I love you. You know I wouldn't do that, right? But all the same, I love you.
Wow.
So for me, in marriage, there's no one cap fits all. It's there are a lot of differences. So do you be you? Don't compare yourself. Do you get it? The couple that you see today, all chattering and laughing, behind closed doors could be screaming at each other. So.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
right.
So correct. Yes.
So right.
Anyway, thank you both so much. This one, when I was breastfeeding, he would ask me to put little breast milk in a cup for coffee. No matter what. Love after. How would that taste? Very alone. Anyway, all right. Thank you so much. So let's talk fashion. So we want to talk fashion. Like let me start with you. What would you say your fashion sense is? How would you describe your fashion
My style?
sense? Your style.
Maybe you should tell me. How do you do this? Because I don't think I'm more of a comfort dresser, let me put it that way. I first of all want to be comfortable, and I think I like classic style. Something I feel like.
Okay, let me ask you this. Was there ever a time you felt as if you goofed fashion?
Oh wow.
That you needed to go to fashion
times. What are you saying? A lot of times, and it still even happened a couple months ago, I think. I just started a new job, right? And I was going for a team meeting, and I felt, let me just dress, corporate kind of. And I got there, everybody was wearing jeans and top. And I'm like, what is this now? And even though you think you're dressed nicely, just because you kind of don't align with what everybody else looks like, you just.
No, that happens to us a lot here. No, yeah. There was a time myself and Shala were going for a party. Oh my goodness, we were overdressed. We felt like going back.
I think Nigerians we do extra. We always.
And she didn't actually want to enter. She was like, "I'm not. Let's go, Jerry."
Yeah, you just after a while, you just like whatever.
They were not looking at us as if we were aliens because we were so out of place. You see them in their, it's actually a party. So yeah,
and they'll come in their slides and yeah. So
and their jeans and maybe a sweatshirt or something, and all decked up with your makeup and your lashes and everything.
Yeah. And I think because we go to like a Nigerian church, we don't see everybody. Yeah. It doesn't matter how you dress, you will find someone that kind of dressed like. If you think you're like really glammed up, there's always someone else. But when you get invited to like Oimbo churches and you're all
decked up,
and then you go in and people are wearing their capris and they're just like, okay, are you coming for Thanksgiving or something? So it does happen like all the time, and I've learned to just own it. Otherwise, you won't enjoy the event because you keep thinking about it. But I would say that the funny part to it is I think of my family, and when I say that that's me, my husband, and my kids, I'm the only one that likes to dress up. My husband does not like it. My kids
don't go out. So why do they like it?
My kids can't even be caught dead wearing. Like I go to church and I see like kids that are all dressed up and all. Maybe my younger son used to like to wear like, but you know, if they could go everywhere like athletic shorts and t-shirts, they're fine.
Yeah.
Like the jackets, I bought him a very nice jacket and like, I'm not wearing that. You know? So in terms of fashion, I think I'm just like, you know what, whatever I feel like, I will, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so let me ask you the same thing. We know Nigeria now. Nigeria they carry last. Like, you want do extra. So let me ask you, was there ever a time you felt as if they need to call the fashion police for you?
On me, right? No. No, really, I can't really remember any incidents. And you know, for me, when it comes to dressing, you know, there's a way you can just tone down a look with slippers. You can change from heels to slippers. And as a Nigerian babe now, you would have like 2 or 3 pairs of slippers in your car. So if eventually you feel that, why am I looking so decked like this? You change from those heels to slippers, you know, sharply. And it just tones down your look. So really, that's it. For me, in my car, there are always like 2 pairs of slippers.
That's
ready.
actually a good one. That's a good one for us here. Because even if you get to the parties and you can just take your shoes
wear
off
your flats
and then you just become that's a good one. I think I need to put one in the car too.
Can I ask you a question? While talking about fashion. And I'm asking both of you, are you the ones that go to a party and you look at everybody and you're like, what is she wearing? So do we judge other people's moves?
Yes, I do.
Like, what kind of combo is this?
People in church.
Oh my God.
Like, what is this combination? I think, what's going on here?
Okay.
Yes, I do. I do. So Tom, can you answer that too?
Okay, on that, I have a joke. On the question you asked, I had a joke. So I have an aunt. Then what she used to do was if she sees someone dressed funny, okay, she'll walk up to the person and you're like, yeah, auntie mama, I really like this your combination. You know, she's sarcastic, but she'll be there looking serious. You know, I really like this your combination. So you know, the person that she's talking to, if she's not picking you, you'll be like, oh, thank you and all that. So there was once I was taking a walk with her. She now threw the same line to someone. So I think that person already knew she was looking funny. She knew that all the things she was wearing did not make any iota of sense. You know, as usual, she walked up to her and she's like, auntie, no. Has anybody told you? You are looking. And the lady goes, auntie, Oriyiti Daru.
To me, I bring the way I will just laugh and laugh. Yeah. So they are calling. They said they are on this table. Tom on this fashion table. Yes, Tom is always put together. I believe kids go with their dress sense, and we have upper hands when it comes to their clothing. Is that true? You just said your kids don't even want to wear whatever jacket it is that you want.
On that note, see, there's some. Well, I guess maybe it's my own parenting style. There's sometimes you insist, like if you're going for maybe like someone's 70th birthday and I know it's a big old one, but you're telling me you want to, no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So you know.
At times even to church.
Even to church.
Yes,
even to church, I would tell you 9 times out of 10, whatever my older son is wearing, I made him wear it. Like that's not what his choice would be. And the thing it does is it goes to church and he looks at someone who's like more casual dressed and be like,
see that
that's not somebody's choice. He actually told me, is that not, because when it goes and like, you cannot go out of this house like you don't have a mother. That's like how I say it. Like, and you come and tell me, is that not somebody's child? Like,
I don't
not
say that one.
but it's not my child, you know. So I let them, you know, I pick my battles. Like if they're going to school or they're going to like a casual place or maybe a friend's birthday party. And that's another thing. When we first moved here, when we get invited to like kids' birthday party, not Nigerian, I would wear jeans, wear to you nicely ironed And then the kids themselves are looking, uncomfortable when they get there because all the kids are like more casually dressed. So I've learned to like take my cue from them because I think it's more important that they feel comfortable and confident in who they are than me trying to box them into. But it's different style.
She said my kids represent me outside, so I am on top of their wardrobe. Whatever works for you, whatever works for everybody, whatever works for you. I love to dress good, but some say that the thing will not work out at all. Again, whatever works for you. In as much as, for me, I believe fashion actually adds to your confidence. Now, whatever it is that you put on, if you're confident with it and you're carrying yourself that way, then it's nobody's business. Exactly. That's actually the truth. It's nobody's business.
The number one thing is the person wearing it has to be able to own that look.
Yes.
If you're not owning that look, then
it doesn't concern me. If I want to duck up wherever I'm going, I will duck up. You don't like it, that is your business. You like it, that is your business. As long as it makes me feel good and I'm confident with it. And then one other thing is, most of the time what is in vogue might not work for your body type. So I think we need to put that out there. You don't have to do what is in vogue. You don't force it. Yes. Don't force it. If you put it on and it doesn't go with you when you stand in the front of the mirror, then don't just, I have to be in vogue. Okay? So
preach it.
Yes,
preach it.
It's true. I have to be in vogue. You don't have to be, as long as it looks good on me. I have fabrics, and especially when it comes to Nigerian fabrics, I have fabrics that I bought 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. It's still in there. And whenever I put it, someone will say, it's not the fabric, it's your body. Yes, it's true. Yes. So whatever works for you when it comes to fashion. But then both of you did not answer the question of fashion police. Was there ever a time that you felt like they should have called fashion police for you guys?
Well, I think there have been a few times where my sister has been like,
you know what you
did? Like, Judge, go and change it, please. And I'm like, what? I think God has blessed me with people around me who let me go out and shame them. And I also have, I have a couple friends that when I'm dressing up and it's important to me and I'm like, okay, what do you think? Do you think I should pair with this? Yeah. So I kind of consult with people so that at least people
that have your taste as well too.
Yeah, but other than that, I don't think there's been a time.
Okay. What about you,
outside of the home?
What about you, Tom?
Nah, well, okay. I think when it comes to that, I think it's more if I'm not very sure about maybe what I'm wearing. All I do is just ask him. My husband is around. Kilo feel. Do you think it goes? And okay, why don't you change
the husband does, so it can be that because the husband is always well put together. That's those guys that have fashion sense. Yeah, so of course we'll be like kill it like yeah, exactly. So yeah. But what if he's not around?
If he's not around, I'm not. I'll give myself a pass mark. I'm not doing badly.
Absolutely. I think the husband one is like. It's usual for most women. Like your husband is like the first person you ask and be like,
what do you think?
Like this morning we were going out and my red sweater is my thickest sweater and I wanted to wear it and they're like, is it Christmas? And it made me change. Like everybody's gonna be looking at you. How you wearing red sweater in February? It's like, okay, so
I want my sweater and my Christmas sweater to work because I'm cold. I need to be warm. What's on my mind now is warmth, not Christmas.
And that's what I said. Exactly my biggest sweater. I was like, please layer up or something.
Anyway, all right, that's good. Thank you both so much. So thank you, Itmolola. Itmolola, I needed to talk to you about something. I hope I remember after the show. Thank you for joining. Anyway, let's talk about sex in marriage.
Again.
Okay? So I'm going to sit up because you all are sleeping and waking up with it. So I'm going to... Let's talk about I hope you guys are not going to shy away from this and not come and form holier than down here. We know you have three kids. You have three kids.
What's the PG rating?
You have this show. There's no PG rating. It's a team. You have three kids. She has three kids. So nobody should come and form you as if the children fall from the sky. Exactly. So I'm going to start with. I know there was a time they'll tell you if you want to have a boy, there's a position you do. If you want to have a girl, there's a position you do. So you have a boy and a girl. Was there a special position that you did?
You know, I'm trying to remember now. Someone actually told us something. So, you know the story now. I had two boys, and then my husband really wanted a girl. And I think we made it clear to a few, I mean, just like we're joking, and like, okay, if you're going for a girl, you better be a girl, no, and you know. And I remember someone said something about what to do to get a girl, and I think we did it, but I can't remember what it is right now.
You have to remember.
I wish I remember my husband and asked. I know we had like 2 or 3 different options that they told us at the time, but like for the life of me, I can't remember. Either
sleep one way, raise your leg up.
Yeah, I know they said something about the girl chromosome is slower than the boy or is faster. I don't know. One of the two. Something about.
How about you forget something like that now?
It's dangerous. You know, it's been 3+ years now, but I do remember that there are, and maybe because I never really put a lot of stuff.
Okay, so you're a medical person, so let's ask you that question. Is that scientifically proven that there is a special position for you to do to have a girl child and a boy child?
Okay, so I was trying to confirm that. So it's usually said, you know, to have a male child is going to be XY, then for the female is XX. So the male child, the Y chromosome is donated by the man. Okay, so they usually say that if you want to have a male child, that it's after your ovulation. Okay, because the Y chromosome stays longer. Okay, but that if you ovulate and your egg is fertilized pre-ovulation, it's usually a female. But my sister, you see that thing there? All that is science, as in science. It's for some people they'll tell you, oh, yes, it worked and all that, but I don't know. Sincerely speaking,
did you try for a girl at all?
I didn't try anything. No, I didn't. Let me not lie, because to start with, Temiloluwa was on a trip to Germany. We went on a trip to Germany. That was when I actually got pregnant. Then I think we stopped over in Dubai. So it was that trip. So it wasn't planned. Do you understand? So when I realized I missed my period, I was like, hey, Omo, I don't want a baby now. Do you understand? So that's my last son, though. Do you understand? I mean, for my first son, of course, that one was serious work, because after suffering like 3 miscarriages, you get it? It was this was, I want a baby. So it was really serious business and all that. Then for my second, I think, yes, that was also, but for the third one, it was not in our works at all. But it happened, and it was still a boy. So
okay, so you didn't try
but that, yes, there's that science. I have to let you know. No, you don't need to try for girl now, or why would you try? School fees will help you try. School fees will give you sense.
So you just laugh up
After you had 3, you just get.
Okay, so they said I asked for a boy, after sex, you need to sleep on the right side of the bed, on the right side of your body.
Ah.
I don't
Well,
know that way.
So is that scientific? She said she had it from an elderly man and one other person.
It may not be scientific, but maybe
This is my first time hearing of this.
One of those, what do we call it now?
It's probably it's one of those fairy tales that have been passed along over the years.
I don't believe that. I don't know. I don't.
Stop.
I'm thinking of how that may influence what chromosome goes faster or gets to the egg first.
Yeah, I think the one that is more realistic is the one of the chromosome, the Y.
Yeah, that's what she said. What she said is actually what I was told. Like, the one is faster and one lives longer or something like that. So when you wait for that one,
slower than one.
Yeah, something like that, then you have a good chance of. But again, it wasn't like we did it religiously or anything. No, I think it was just God just said it was going to be God, really.
So it's just going to still go back to God. That's what they are saying. Yeah, it's all God. All things na luck. All these things na story. That's all they are all saying. Yeah, they're all na luck.
There is no guarantee that. I mean, we've heard of cases where they will do the scan and say it's the boy, and then come out the girl.
Okay, so let's talk a bit X-rated.
Exactly.
Yes, and I'm coming first to you. So give us styles. What styles do you do?
You see, Nigeria,
Nigeria is beating it out of you.
Nigeria will kill. Nigeria will kill your what would I call it? Your being adventurous. So normally you just stick with 69. But you need to do the missionary style. That's just it. But well.
Okay, so female goes faster and stays most. Y chromosomes are slower but live longer in the body. X is faster but dies faster too.
So maybe you need to be.
Yeah, I get, because like for women we have just one egg, right? So everything is like, I don't know, Sha. I think the science people will. Okay, so like let me ask you. You're saying commando style. Which one? I don't know. Which one is commando style?
Which one is commando style?
I don't know. Is that one you do?
I don't know what commando is. Because commando, as I understand it, is where you just free yourself, you don't wear anything, kind of underwear, kind of. But I don't know that there is a style called. So what's your question?
And I see you don't know what my question is.
We different styles.
As the Lord leads. Stress won't let you explore. That's the
I don't know if it's stress or kids. In my own case, there have been so many times that the kids have kind of like come blocked.
and that is what did you do?
What did she say?
You said kids have interrupted.
I don't know. Oh my God! It took us a while to even think to lock the door, especially when it's at night, and you'd be like, okay, these kids have gone to bed, and then they just go. And you just be like, I was like, I will finish this one. I will finish.
And that they used to bend them. I remember when he was so angry. He was like, when you are old, God, they will do it to you.
I'll finish. And like my daughter sleeps in her room. She sleeps on her crib, but she sleeps in her room because I use her room right now as my home office. So sometimes I think it makes us a little more restrained and cautious, because she wakes up anytime and the first thing she does is get up and she's peeping like, I almost as if I want to catch them. What are they doing? So because of that, we tend to more these days. And okay, let me circle back and say, for couples, you evolve, and I think you kind of try to just do what works for your situation per time. So these days, I would say we mostly keep ourselves to closet, bathroom area, and try not to, get spontaneously. And then, on that can just be like, wake up, enter the bathroom, what's that? So, and it kind of takes that spontaneity out of it. It's almost like, I'm going into the bathroom to do versus before, when it's just the two of us, like, I just, And in terms of being adventurous with style, I think over time, so I've been married for almost 13 years now. I think over time we found what works for us best. So, like, we know, okay, if you do it like this, it's likely to make it a quickie, right? If you do it like this, you can then drag it out.
Understand each other's bodies.
Yes, we understand each other's bodies and what works per time. So, the other day, my friend actually sent me a link to, like, a stat. She was like, you should try it too. And, so as she sent it to me, I just forwarded it to say, recommended. And he sent back, all of you will be alright. And we never really even tried it, because I guess it was interesting and I didn't even push it on it. We just go to whatever works at that time.
At that time. Okay. Alright, thank you. So let me ask you this one that the kids, have you ever had that experience where the kids were just like, badly? There's one that's coming to mind, but I don't know if I have permission to share it because it's not my story. So let me ask you, have you had an experience of the kids knocking on the door? Or the kids badging in on you guys?
Yes, so well now, knocking, but the deed must be done and must be finished. I because I'm like, oh, I think that's Semi wants something. That's now. Like, I mean, this was how he also came into the world. This must be finished. Then you wait.
What is it with guys with that? They will not do it.
No way.
They will not.
Like, I will finish this one.
Okay, so someone said there's Augustus sleep with us, restraint exploring, now sharp missionary or spooning. And it says spooning is pleasurable and discreet. So do you know about what spooning is?
Yeah, I know spooning. Yes.
Take cover with duvet.
That's spooning when the baby is on bed with you. That's the way you can make it work. So I just realized my daughter is no longer between us. She has been moved to the edge of the bed, and so that one is a back door. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Tom, do you know what spooning is? You too. They are talking about spooning on here. They're saying it's
no, please.
I like to explain what spooning is.
Spooning is just your husband behind you, and then you just raise one leg.
And nobody will do anything. They will do anything is going on.
Oh, really?
Keep your movements not too wild, and you hold your
you will make a sound.
The funniest part for me, for me, even with the kids, you feel like I can still cover. Maybe they don't understand what's going on. But when your parents are around, it's very embarrassing.
Okay. I don't know if you saw this joke of the mother-in-law was around and they were all downstairs watching TV. And she said, and she felt she wanted her husband. And she's been doing sign. The husband acted as if he did not notice anything. And they just said, I'm going upstairs and I need my head odds. I need you to come give me the Panadol or a Tylenol or something. And then, of course, when she said that, the husband got what she wanted and they both went upstairs. The mother-in-law was downstairs. When they were done and came downstairs, the mother said, I hope he gave you that paracetamol so well. Full dose.
I hope he got the full dose.
Yeah. She said she felt so embarrassed that she was looking at her like, how did you know? The mother, am I a baby?
Yeah.
So, have you had experience?
The professor was once a student.
Yes, so.
Yep.
Yes, so.
You have had experience. Oh yeah,
the parents one. What?
Well, my parents are conservative, so they won't say that they know what was going on. But there is no way they did not know because it was okay. So it was in my husband was in the home office downstairs, and I just went in. I wasn't really thinking or anticipating anything, and this was a few years back, and. Well, one thing led to the other. But my parents had gone out on a walk. And I did not realize that. So I was we were very, And then, apparently they heard and knew what was going on. They would go and stay in their room to hide. They were sitting down.
That's them waiting for them.
So of course I came out of the room and he came out with me because of course go and clean up and I'm like, I went to prostrate. He just traumatized my mother. Yeah, but it was quite embarrassing.
Yeah, you feel so like someone said I will shout, go and watch TV. I will see you soon. That's about the kids that when the kids came in on them. Okay, Tom, so have you had any experience with your parents too? At least we are around.
No. Nah. Mhm.
So would you, if you go visit?
They said, I hope your ringtone was not China mode. Was it Samsung or iPhone?
Oh my goodness. Let's ask me
It's iPhone.
So I was gonna ask both of you that if you go visit your parents-in-law, your parents, you're under their roof, would you feel like we shouldn't do anything?
Okay, for me and my ex, it was actually my sister when we went to see my big sister. We went to my sister's place in Oshogo, and for me, I was conscious of it, but he was like, I'm afraid you would think he's the one that should be conscious, but me. For where?
It's a call of nature, I guess.
Yeah, for where? Anyway, Tom, do you want to answer that?
I didn't get that question well.
I was asking that would you be comfortable, doing the do under your parents' roof or your parents-in-law's roof? Especially if you're next door to them or something like that in their home.
You have to make a boy
Why not?
And you will be conscious.
Why not if not?
I can hear you.
The only thing is to keep the tone down.
Abby. There's a country can come out at any time. The call must be honored. Yeah, I read a story of a lady today. She said, okay, they went to the village. They went to the village for Christmas, and that because the house was full.
That's not really.
I don't know. There's a call. Is it yours? A call is in somewhere. Maybe.
What's that? Is it a phone ringing?
Anyway, so she said they went home for Christmas, and because the house was full, herself and her husband went into the car. And when they were in the car, the husband was about to go out, so she was like seeing the husband out. So she sat down in the car, they were talking, and the husband started kissing her hand, and they were just graduating. And then the next thing is, her mother was knocking on the window door. She said she felt so embarrassed. And then she managed to enter the house. That was that since that day. If she said she has headache, the mom will say, you better go and do pregnancy test. This one that your husband can't stay.
I can't even be apart for a second.
Yeah, now this one that your husband can't stay. Anyway, thank you both so much. I think our 1 hour is up. So we've had good laughs today. Anyway, so that is it for today. I'm not doing the last one because I think we spent more than an hour now. It's 4:35. Yeah, this is not like 3:20, 20ish. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you both so much. So let me get you. Give us something to make us laugh before we leave. Your final thoughts. Tom? Hello?
Oh, okay. What did you say? I should say something to make us laugh. Is that what you said?
Yeah, your final thoughts. Give us a final story that will make us laugh about life, how life has been to you as a woman. I don't know, in any farm, in any way.
Oh, okay. So now that you said that, I remember there was a time my brother-in-law is late now. He opened the door and us doing the do. I'm telling you, even he was embarrassed. He just said, and he was, sorry. That's yes, my brother-in-law. Yes, I remember that. But overall, it's been lovely gisting with you ladies. And like I said, with marriage, do you? There's no there's no one cap fits all. What works for A might not work for B. What works for B might not work for A. Okay, and eventually it's just God. Okay, things happen. Some marriages don't work, not because the people involved are bad people. That's the truth. Not because of that. Do you get it? So just be you. Pray to God, and I mean, Nigeria not happen to us.
Anyway, thank
That's
you
my
so
parting
much.
note.
Thank you so much. So, anyway, let me come to you too, Laide.
What does with Nigeria not
I
happen?
asked her, why you asking me? She said, what does that prayer mean?
Okay. What does that prayer mean? Like they will talk about it later.
Okay, offline. Okay. I gotcha. Anyway, I had fun too. It was great laughing, even with the comments that came in and all of
They're
that.
still coming in. They're saying my ears are full. I know.
Great time. Yes, and my parting notes is I'm just gonna build on what Tom said, and it's to do you and be happy. Like, life is short.
I'm telling you.
Life is really short. I look at myself and I'm like, where did all the years go? And it's better to just do what would please you rather than living your life for other people, because at the end of the day, I'm not sure it's worth it's worth the sacrifice you make. As long as you are not hurting anybody also, and don't say I want to be happy so I'm going to keep doing what I want at the expense of other people's happiness. And it circles back to being a virtuous woman. Do it in a virtuous way, but let's to ourselves be true. And women supporting women, let's support ourselves and be a helping hand to each other rather than trying to pull down. But I don't have any other funny story to share.
Thank you both so much. They said good to take the edge off sometimes. Our open mic nights, gist nights went well. They said they had much fun, lot of fun. Thank you all so much. For me, I'll just say, I always ask people this question. Be you, be yourself, like they both said. Because the thing is, if you're not yourself, then who are you? Have you thought about it that way? Then who are you? That means you don't even know who you are. If you're living your life to please people, if you want to do things to... Like I said, you really don't need to be yourself and disrespect people. You really don't need to be yourself and affect other people. But you can still be yourself in a respectful way. You can still be yourself in a respectful manner. Live for God, live for yourself, live for your family. That's the way I live my life. I live for God. I don't live for any pastor. I don't live for any reverend. I live for God. I live for my family. I live for myself. So define who you are and try as much as possible to stay in the space of who you are. I call her the person that manages the social media. She was supposed to give me the names of the 3 people that has been they share the flyer every time, they invite their friends every time, they are consistent that way. So once I get those names, I'm going to put it out on Instagram for you guys, and she's going to contact you people, and I want to say thank you so much, because we can sit here and talk. If there's nobody listening or there's no contribution, we will be bored ourselves. But because you guys are always there, once we're like 10-20 minutes late, someone is sending me messages, hello ma, we are waiting, so thank you all so much. Thank you, Ame. Thank you, Christy Queen. Those 2 people are Amaka. Oh, thank you so much, Amaka. Then Sandra, I don't know what happened to Kemi or Yekale. There's one person that is always like that too, that is always following up. Thank you all so much. It all means a lot to us. And then there won't be real talk next week. We need a break. We've done this back to back for 3 weeks, I think. So no show next week. The next show will be the 12th. I need to talk about that 12th. On that 12th, we are having just guys. That's the first time on Real Talk.
Oh wow.
Yes, we are bringing guys. I'm going to be the only woman. So it's not going to be a show for women. It's going to be a show for guys. It's going to be men coming to talk. And a sneak peek of the people coming, I'm going to bring my pastor from Nigeria, Pastor Noru Edokolo. I'm going to bring Mike Abdul. We are going to have Mike Abdul in here. We are going to have someone in London called Damola Demola. I mean, we have 4 good guys coming, and we are going to be asking them the questions that we've tried to talk about as women, so we can get their own perspective as men, and that will help us to understand them better as well, because the whole idea of this show is to make our society better. Yes, we want to gist and talk and laugh, but we still want to contribute to the community in our own way. So look forward to that, and thank you. Yes, that's true. Someone needs to check in on her as well, Bella Afro. Yes, I think if you can please check in on her. I've not seen, I don't think I saw her on the last show as well. So yes, thank you also so much. Thank you, Bimad. Yes, she's saying well done. Thank you also so much. So until the 12th, I want you all to look up. You need to look forward to that date. Look up to that, forward to that show. And you know the guys will be here to answer your questions. So these ones, they are not muffled. They always say you guys are partial. So they need to come and come tell us their own impartiality as well. So see you all on the 12th, and look out on Instagram for those 3 winners that I talked about. And I'll see you on the 12th. Thank you all so much. My name still remains Odwal Akirele. Catch you all on the 12th. Bye.